Security market indexes. Let's resume. Finally, we start with a new subject, equity, and let's start with security market indexes. Okay. Okay. Now, what's a market index? Have you ever heard of it? Market index क्या होता है? Basket of stocks. Okay. Price derived from all top company stocks. Okay. So basically, when I ask you, okay, what was the market performance today, you would most likely tell me that Nifty was up by 2% or down by 1%, like this. You won't tell me the market performance of all 1600 stocks, right? Nifty का बताओगे. Nifty is representative of the market. That's a market index. हर एक country में there are different stock indexes. India में Nifty 50 है, Sensex 30, which are the two most popularly used stock indexes. There are various other indexes which we will see today, indices rather, plural, which we will see today. ठीक है, but ये दो main है सबसे. Okay. Now, on what basis is a stock index formed? सबसे पहले तो you have to determine the target market. कहाँ का बनाना है? That's the first and foremost. India, China, Japan, कहाँ के सब एशियन कंट्रीज का एक इंडेक्स वैसे. So that determine the target market first. On what basis, once you have decided the target market, say India, on what basis will the stocks be included in the index? There are various construction methods of an index. We will learn them. एक होता है प्राइस वेटेड इंडेक्स, इक्वल वेटेड इंडेक्स, मार्केट कैप वेटेड इंडेक्स. निफ्टी 50 एंड सेंसेक्स आर मार्केट कैप वेटेड इंडेक्स. मतलब इन निफ्टी 50 टॉप 50 कंपनीज in terms of market capitalization form a part of Nifty 50, top 50. Now what is market capitalization? Any idea? Stock price into number of shares. But here we won't be focusing on market capitalization. We will be focusing on free float market capitalization. What is a free float market capitalization? Now what happens is, say for example, I am the founder of Reliance Industries. I own 30% stake in my company. Now those shares are held with me. I won't be trading those shares. Forever मेरे पास पड़े रहेंगे or for a long period of time. So number of shares which are available to the general public for trading, can I say it's only to the extent of 70%? So वो 70% जो shares है multiply by market price will give you the free float market capitalization, because those 70% shares are freely floating in the market. 30% promoter के पास पड़े हुए हैं. Those won't be traded. समझ में आया? So Nifty 50 में top 50 companies in terms of free float market capitalization will be included. Sensex में top 30 companies in terms of free float market capitalization will be included. This is the construction method. ठीक है? Okay. Can I say in Nifty and Sensex 30 companies will be same? And Nifty के bottom 20 companies won't form a part of Sensex? Okay, fine. Now it may so happen that suppose there is a company in Nifty 50, say Tata Motors. If its market cap falls drastically, it will be thrown out of Nifty 50. And another company whose market capitalization increases, it will take place of Tata Motors in Nifty. Changes होते रहते हैं. ऐसा नहीं है कि once I determine that these 50 companies will be there in Nifty 50, तो forever these 50 companies. नहीं. It keeps changing. By the way, do you know who is the provider of the Nifty 50 index? कौन बनाया? किसने बनाया है Nifty 50 index? TCS. TCS is a part of Nifty 50 index. बनाया किसने है? मोदी जी. NSE, National Stock Exchange. National Stock Exchange is the one who has made this index Nifty 50. Sensex किसने बनाया है? BSE, Bombay Stock Exchange. These are Indian indexes. If I talk about global indices, you know which is the index of US? S&P 500, Dow Jones, Nasdaq. These are the three popular indexes of US. Japan? Nikkei सुना है? Nikkei 225 is a Japanese stock index. France? Kylian Mbappe. CAC 40. Germany DAX 30. DAX 30 मतलब 30 stocks है German index में. France CAC 40 मतलब 40 stocks are there in the French index. Okay, fine. Now open money control. China stock index, Shanghai composite, yes. हांगकांग का पता नहीं, सब मिल जाएगा. हांगकांग का हैंग सेंग है. See, you will get to see everything here. CAC, let's open CAC. Earlier they used to show which all stocks form a part of CAC 40. I think they are no longer showing that here. See this. Here also at each review date, the companies are then ranked according to free float market capitalization. मतलब here also France में also top 40 companies in terms of free float market capitalization form a part of CAC 40. सबसे top notch companies form the part of the index and they are representative of the market. समझ में आया ये? This is one of the major uses of an index to gauge market performance. Nifty 50 में भी you can see the 50 stocks which are all top notch companies. Reliance, HDFC, TCS, Kotak, all blue chip companies basically. ठीक है? You won't get to see companies like Patanjali and all in Nifty 50. Okay. Proceed. What is the second biggest usage of an index? Do you know passive investing? What is passive versus active investing? Okay, pay attention here, bus ho gaya. Active and passive investing. Let's learn the difference between them. See, you all are investors. You have given your money to me. I am the portfolio manager. Come here, manage our money and help us get good returns. Now I actively study the stocks day in, day out, and I invest your money. At the end of 1 year, I have earned 8% for all of you. 8%. 8%. And Nifty 50 over a period of 1 year has grown by 12%. Have I underperformed the index or outperformed? Underperformed. Poor performance raha mera. So this is the second biggest usage of index to gauge a manager's performance. I'm the money manager. To gauge my performance, you compared my performance with what? With the index returns. And you know what? I'll tell you a fact. About 70% of the money managers in the market are not able to beat the benchmark. Benchmark मतलब जिसका comparison वो लोग के साथ होता है. Manager comparison is done with that benchmark. In almost all the cases, it is the top-notch index of the country. India में, if I want to compare a mutual fund's performance, mutual fund manager का performance, I will compare it to Nifty 50. ठीक है? Provided, see here's a catch. Provided that mutual fund manager invests only in large cap stocks. Because Nifty 50 comprises only of large cap stocks. I hope you realize that there are three types of stocks in India. Large cap, mid cap, small cap. Large cap मतलब top 100 companies in terms of market capitalization. Mid cap मतलब 101 से लेके 250 वाले companies. And small cap मतलब beyond 250. 251 onwards जो भी company है in terms of market cap, उसको small cap बोलेंगे. Now, as a mutual fund manager, if I am investing only in large cap companies, my performance should be compared with Nifty 50. As a mutual fund manager, if I'm investing only in small cap companies, do you think it is appropriate to compare my performance with Nifty 50? No, because it won't be an apples to apples comparison. मैं कर रहा हूँ small cap में, you are comparing my performance with a large cap, which is wrong. So we have a Nifty small cap index also. As I told you, main दो है Nifty 50 and Sensex, but there are hundreds of other indexes which I'll show you today. ठीक है? Okay. Nifty small cap भी है, तो उसमें all small cap stocks will be there. There is one index called as Nifty mid cap index. उसमें only mid cap stocks will form a part of the mid cap index. So if as a mutual fund manager, if I'm investing only in mid cap stocks for my clients, my performance will be compared with what? Nifty mid cap. That will be my benchmark. समझ में आ रहा है ये? Okay, fine. See, this is the second usage, to compare manager performance with the benchmark. Third usage is passive investing. See guys, when you gave me your money, I underperformed the benchmark. 12% Nifty ने दिया था, मैंने तुम लोग को खाली 8% कमा के दिया. So now you are very disappointed with me, and what you do is, you tell me that Mihir, now stop managing our money. What we will do is, we will blindly copy the Nifty 50 stocks. उसमें जो भी stocks है ना, हम लोग आंख बंद करके वो stocks में ही invest कर देंगे. So instead of giving me money, if पहले ही तुम लोग Nifty 50 के stocks में invest करते, तो तुम लोग को कितना परसेंट मिलता है? 12%. मुझे देखे तुम लोग ने पैसा गवाया. That is called passive investing, when you just copy the stocks of the index. Active investing is when I actively study. I may purchase a stock which is not there in the index, or I may not purchase a stock which is there in the index, because मेरा active investing है, मैं study कर रहा हूँ. Passive में blind copying. Understood? Individually. नहीं तो अगर individually का capacity नहीं है तो ETF. I'll come to that later. Okay, fine. Now what is happening? I told you na 70% of the fund managers are unable to beat the benchmark. Their performance is very not satisfying basically. US में what investors are doing? They have started passive investing. They are like, why do we give our money to a fund manager? He is not able to beat the benchmark also. Rather we will only invest, passive investing करेंगे हम लोग. Dow Jones में जो भी stock है, blindly copy करके invest कर दो. And passive investing is gaining a lot of traction in India also. People are slowly becoming aware of it. Now see, if I am an investor and if I appoint you to manage my money, you will charge fees. You will not work free of cost. But if I do passive investing, free of cost हो जाएगा. I simply have to copy the 50 stocks of Nifty 50. खर्चा भी कम, returns भी ज़्यादा. I hope you are able to follow. There was one joke on in between कि CNBC, you know ना, CNBC finance channel, उस पे the experts which come, they themselves are unable to beat the benchmark and they give you tips. Okay, fine. Free float market cap weighted index. Now we'll learn the calculations. They will give you a question and they will ask you to calculate the index returns. Let's see how to calculate that. ठीक है? Many times you must have heard Nifty 1 year में 20% ऊपर गया, 30% ऊपर. कैसे? Let's see. Okay. Now, this is an imaginary index consisting of 3 stocks A, B and C. And A का free float number of shares है. I explained now what is free float number of shares. A, B, C का इतना free float number of shares है. 1st April 22 को this is the respective price of the stock 10, 8 and 6. And 1st April 23 को this is the respective price of the stock. Now I ask you to calculate the return over a period of 1 year. तो कैसे होगा कैलकुलेट? A का. Now if I wanted to replicate the index, replicate मतलब copy, तो I would have to invest 500 into 10, 5,000 rupees in stock A. 500 into 8, 4,000 rupees in stock B. And C में 1,000 into 6, 6,000 I would have to invest in stock C. मतलब total investment कितना है मेरा? 15,000. Because I copied the index as it is. After 1 year, let's see what is the value of my investment. This is as on 1st April 22. After 1 year, let's see. 500 into what? 15. My investment grew to 17,500. What is the percentage returns I have earned over a period of 1 year? 16.67%. Index has grown by 16.67% and the same will be my earnings. Now what happens is, ये तो total free float number of shares which are available in the market. मैंने एक stupid assumption लिया that I have purchased all the shares. Market में जितने भी free float थे सब मैंने खरीद लिए. ऐसा practically is not possible, right? So you buy the same stocks. If you want to replicate the index, तुमको copy करना है ना index को, तो buy in the same weightage. Stock A का weightage कितना है index में? 500 divided by 2000. Out of 2000 total stocks which are there in the index, A का कितना है? 500. तो 500 by 2000 कितना परसेंट हुआ? 25%. So for example, इसका मैं 25% भी ले सकता हूं और whatever, ठीक है. If I want to buy 100 shares, मैंने ठाम लिया मुझे 100 shares ही buy करने हैं, तो कितना buy करूंगा A का? 25%, मतलब 25 shares. B का? Clear? Okay. Now, there was one error in this, in the weighting method. What do you think was the error? मैंने सीधा 500 by 2000 किया. हाँ. Market price is different of all the stocks. And ये stock कौन सा है? Free float market cap weighted. Stock A का market cap देखना पड़ेगा at the time of investing. 500 into 10, 5,000. Stock B का 500 into 8, 4,000. Stock C का 1,000 into 6, 6,000. Now you determine the weights. Stock A का weightage कितना index में? 5,000 divided by 0.33. Stock B का 4,000 divided by 15,000. And इसका stock C का 4,000 by 15,000 is how much? And इसका Point. This is how market cap of each stock is determined. Percentage, weight basically, weightage. Okay? Please consider the market prices also along with the number of shares and then determine the weightage. This is the correct method. निफ्टी 50 में सबसे ज्यादा वेटेज किसका है? रिलायंस इंडस्ट्रीज. एंड हाउ इज इट डिटरमाइंड? बाय दिस सेम मेथड. Market capitalization of a respective stock upon total market capitalization of Nifty 50, like that. That's how you get weightage of each stock. Is it clear? Okay, fine. Proceed. Free float basically means that I am the promoter of Reliance Industries. ठीक है? तो 30% stake is held by me. Now I won't be trading those shares. मैं मेरे लिए रखूंगा for a long period of time. I'll just pass on to my generations and all. Public के लिए कितना shares available है? Can I say only to the extent of 70%? That is called free float market cap, which is available to the investing public. Number of shares. ठीक है? Okay, fine. Proceed. So this is how you will have to make the calculations. You will be given stock price as on today, stock price after 1 year. तुम लोग को पूछेंगे percentage returns calculate करो stock का, index का. Okay. Now, can you do this question? Market cap weighted index का you will have to solve. Ignore price weighted index for now. Just focus on market cap weighted index. Calculate this. Tell me the percentage return. Then we'll cross check. Okay. Now pay attention how to do this. How many stocks? 3. Number of shares. I'm not considering that thousands. पीछे का. I'm ignoring the 3 zeros पीछे का. I'll take 100,000 and 20,000 only. Right now, what's the price of A? 100, 10 and 1. After 1 year, stock A doubles in price, or if stock C doubles in. Right now we'll take a case of stock A doubling in price. C का बाद में देखेंगे. So stock A doubling in price तो 100 का. This remains the same because इस पे कुछ भी नहीं बोला है. So what is the value of the index right now? Right now, 100 into 100 A का, which is 10,000. B ka it is 1,000 into 10, which is 10,000. C ka it is 20,000 into 1, which is 20,000. So what is the value of the index right now? It's 40,000. I have to find out the value of the index at the end of 1 year. Prices are given. I can simply calculate the value. A ka it will be 100 into 200 because stock price has doubled. 20,000 हो गया. B ka it will be 1,000 into 10, which will be 10,000. C ka it will be 20,000 into 1, which will be 20,000. So total is 50,000. You simply have to find out 40,000 से 50,000 कितना percentage increase. 25%. Okay, fine. Got the answer. Now, it shouldn't happen, but unfortunately at this stage also some students have a problem calculating percentage. ठीक है. So I'll tell you a calci shortcut for that. In case in exam conditions, if you get confused how to calculate percentages using calci shortcut, press second, press 5. old आया, old, input 40,000 in that, 40,000 and press enter, down arrow, press down arrow, new आया, input 50,000 and then press enter, down arrow, percentage change आया, press CPT. हाँ. What's there to be so happy about it? हाँ. Okay, fine. So if you have self doubt, use this. ठीक है? Okay. Proceed. चलो. What is the weight of stock A currently? स्टॉक ए का वेटेज पूछू तुमको इंडेक्स में, हाउ मच इज द वेटेज, हाउ विल यू कैलकुलेट द वेटेज? 10,000 डिवाइड बाय, करेक्ट, 0.25 market cap of that respective stock upon total market cap. Weight of stock B also 0.25. Weight of stock C 0.5. Now say for example, as an investor, you want to replicate the index. Replicate means copy. Passive investing करना है तुमको. You have the capacity to buy only 100 shares in total. A, B, C मिला के तुम्हारे पास कितना capacity है to buy only 100 shares. Or rather, let's talk in terms of money. You have only 10,000 rupees to invest. उसमें से 10,000 में से A में कितना इन्वेस्ट करोगे? 25%, 2,500. A में you will invest 2,500. B में and C में, correct. So total, this is how you invested your 10,000 rupees. And after 1 year, you will have the same 25% returns as the index, because you have invested in same weightage as in the index. This is how replication is done. If you have 1 lakh rupees, then accordingly. If you have 100 rupees, then accordingly. 25 rupees in stock है, 25 in B and okay, fine, understood. Proceed. Now, I'm not doing that case where C doubled in price. Same calculation. Okay. Chalo, let's do it. Because I want to make one important conclusion. So, now instead of A, C doubles in price. I'm taking another case. Okay, so after 1 year, A will be 100 into 100, which will be 10,000. B will be 1,000 into 10, which will be 10,000. And C will be 20,000 into 2, which will be 40,000. So कितना हो गया ये? Percentage increase 50%. Now you observe one thing. Stock C, its price increased just by 1 से 2 rupees. Stock A का तो 100 से 200 हो गया. That time returns were only 25%. And this time जब 1 से खाली 2 रुपया हो गया, that time returns are 50%. Why is that? Market cap C का देखो ना कितना वेटेज है, 50% वेटेज है, उसका प्रभाव ज्यादा है. उसमें थोड़ा भी चेंजेस आएगा, it will have too much impact on the index. Practically speaking, when Reliance Industries also moves too much in a day, Nifty 50 का रिटर्न्स ऊपर नीचे उसके वजह से होता है काफी. ओके, हैवी वेट्स बोलते हैं इस स्टॉक को, हैवी वेट्स. हो सकता है. 25 points is actually nothing. True that. Okay. Later. चलो. Market cap weighted index सीखा तुमने? Most of the stock indices. Please remind me every time. Plural का indices बोलते हैं. I don't want to go wrong in English. Indices. Most of the stock indices in the world are constructed on the basis of free float market cap. Let's learn another method now. Price weighted index. Price weighted index. Now here in the book they have just given you the mechanical calculation, but I would like to teach you the logic behind that. ठीक है, ध्यान देना कैसे होता है. Okay. Now what you have to do here is to calculate the percentage returns of an index over a period of 1 year. पहले तो इसका एवरेज लेना पड़ेगा. All the three stock price का एवरेज as of today. What is the average? 23 divided by 3, which is 7 point. Average. Okay. And now what is the average after 1 year? Can you tell me the percentage returns? 20? 26.07% returns. Now here you observe one thing. The number of stocks did not matter. Free float market capitalization may we took into account the number of stocks also. Here only the price matters. Sir, then on what basis are stocks included in a price weighted index? ये question naturally you must have had. Market cap weighted index में top companies in terms of market cap form a part of the index. Price weighted index में कैसा? Dow Jones we just discussed. Dow Jones is a US based index and its construction methodology is this price weighted index. Now, have you heard of this newspaper, the Wall Street Journal? उसमें फाइनेंस टीम जो है वो लोग का कोर फाइनेंस टीम, उसमें से टॉप जर्नलिस्ट्स दे सिलेक्ट कि कौन से स्टॉक्स वुड बी अ पार्ट ऑफ डाउ जोन्स. इट्स बेस्ड ऑन देयर सिलेक्शन. ऐसा नहीं कि टॉप कंपनीज बाय मार्केट कैप ये लोग ही आएंगे, ऐसा नहीं. दे मस्ट बी स्टडिंग सम फैक्टर्स ऑफ द स्टॉक के जो डिजायरेबल फैक्टर्स वाले स्टॉक रहेंगे वो लोग को इंक्लूड करते रहेंगे. नो ऐसा कुछ नहीं. ओके फाइन, प्रोसीड. इट्स एक्चुअली कॉल्ड DJIA, डाउ जोन्स इंडस्ट्रियल एवरेज. ठीक है. नाउ अभी इसका थोड़ा प्रैक्टिकल सीखते हैं कि क्यों ऐसा कैलकुलेशन है. I plan to buy 100 stocks of each A, B and C. तो A का 100 बाय करूंगा तो कितना खर्चा होगा? 100 into 10,000. B 100 into C 100 into 500. How much did I invest total? 2300. Okay, after 1 year 100 stocks into 15, which is 1500. 100 stocks into 10, which is 1000. 100 stocks into 4, which is how much? Calculate the percentage returns that I have earned over a period of 1 year. सेम आया? सेम आया ना? So you take any number apart from 100, but just that it should be equal. 500 लो, so then you will have to buy 500 shares of each stock. Then your returns will be same. See, what is the point? We have to replicate, we have to copy the index. Copy करने के लिए price weighted index में we will have to buy equal number of shares of each stock. That's how you will be able to earn exactly the same returns as a price weighted index. Is it clear? Okay. Good enough, or should I zoom more? Okay, few more price weighted index का देखते हैं examples. So here, if I have to calculate the returns, I'll have to find out the average. So what are the percentage returns? 7.14% averagely. Now you tell me any one number of your choice. कितने stocks लूँ? 300? चलो 300. So if I buy 300 shares of A, so it will be 300 into 15 plus 300 into 17 plus 300 into 10. What's my total investment? 12,600. After 1 year, 300 into 17 plus 300 into 20 plus 300 into 8, 13,500. Let's calculate the percentage returns. Same. So conclusion, if you want to copy, if you want to replicate a price weighted index, buy equal quantity of shares of each stock. Clear? Proceed. Chalo. Now comes equal weighted index. Equal weighted index. As the name suggests, we'll have to invest equal amount in each stock. Not equal quantity, equal amount in each stock. Now see, how is equal weighted index calculated? First I'll teach you the mechanical method which they have shown, thereafter the logic. Let's take the same figures. Okay? Now here you will have to individually calculate the percentage return of each stock. ऐसे कर लिया. अभी ये परसेंटेज रिटर्न्स का एवरेज लेना है. 3.66% is the return of an equal weighted index. Now how did this come? Let's see. For example, I have 1 lakh rupees to invest. I will invest equally over 3 stocks. Okay. So A, B and C. How much will I invest in A? 1 lakh. नहीं तो let's take a round number which is 90,000. 90,000 equally over 3 stocks. तो stock A में 30,000, B में 30, C में 30,000. Okay. So number of shares that I will buy of stock A is how much? Stock A का share price is 15. stock B का price is 17, stock C का price is 10. So number of shares of stock A will be 2000, of B itna, C itna. Ignore the decimal for now, please. So itne shares I have purchased. See, not equal number of shares, equal amount invested in each stock. Now let's see the situation after 1 year. Right now, what is my wealth invested? 90k. Let's see the situation after 1 year. इतने number of shares है and 1 year के बाद का price 2000 into 17. ये number of shares into 20. ये number of shares into what is my wealth after 1 year? 93,294. तो परसेंटेज रिटर्न्स अगर तुम देखो इसका, how much? Matching? Understood the logic? Price weighted if you want to replicate by equal number of shares of each stock. But if you want to replicate an equal weighted index, invest equal amount in each stock. क्वांटिटी इक्वल नहीं होगा तो चलेगा, अमाउंट इक्वल होना चाहिए. इज इट क्लियर? ओके. नाउ व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम विथ एन इक्वल वेटेड इंडेक्स? देयर इज वन प्रॉब्लम विथ एन इक्वल वेटेड. डिड यू गेट द लॉजिक ऑफ दिस? इट रिक्वायर्स कांस्टेंट रीबैलेंसिंग. मतलब क्या? एट एनी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम द अमाउंट इन्वेस्टेड इन एवरी स्टॉक मस्ट बी इक्वल. अभी देखो मेरा वेल्थ थोड़ा डिस्टॉर्ट हो गया है. स्टॉक ए में 34,000 इज देयर, स्टॉक बी में 35, स्टॉक सी में 24. When I invested that time it was equally invested over all stocks. Now I am not liking this. So what I'll do is जो मेरा wealth है 93,294 का, I will ensure that equal amount is invested in each stock. Divide by 3. This divide by 3. This divide by 3. Stock A में it should have been 31,098 rupees का investment, but right now it is how much? Should I buy or sell? Sell stock A, थोड़ा बेच दो, get your investment to 31,098. Stock B, it should have been 31,098. Right now how much is it? 35,000. Sell some of it, reduce your holding in stock B and get it to 31,098. Stock C may it should have been 31,098 and right now it's only 24,000. So buy and get your investment back to 31,000. Now is it equal? ये घड़ी घड़ी करना पड़ेगा. After every 1 year you will have to keep doing this. मतलब transaction cost will be involved, brokerage charges and everything. It requires frequent rebalancing. But I want to replicate the index. Nifty 50 if you replicate, loss भी हुआ, you are still replicating it. क्यों Nifty 50 कैसे कभी अंडर परफॉर्म ही नहीं करेगा? कंपनी में भी लॉस मेकिंग, बट इफ इट शेयर प्राइस इज इंक्रीजिंग देन, ऐसा शेयर प्राइस फॉलिंग, वो निफ्टी से निकल जाएगा. बट द मेथड इन विच इट इज कंस्ट्रक्टेड सच इज द मेथड. हियर ऐसा कुछ नहीं है इक्वल वेटेड में. यू विल हैव टू कीप डूइंग दिस. हार्डली पीपल रेप्लिकेट एन इक्वल वेटेड इंडेक्स. मोस्ट ऑफ द इंडेक्सेस indices I told you are market cap weighted. ओके, इंडाइस होता है ना प्लॉरल तो. चलो ओके. कैसे मार्केट कैप को रेप्लिकेट कर रहा है? बिकॉज द नेम इक्वल वेटेड, आई हैव टू एंश्योर दैट हर एक स्टॉक में इक्वल इन्वेस्टमेंट हो. एट मार्केट कैप में इक्वल इन्वेस्टमेंट्स कहाँ पे होता है हर एक स्टॉक में? वो तो मार्केट कैप वेटेज के हिसाब से होता है ना. कर तो फिर वो. ओके, प्रोसीड. एनी डाउट सो फार? क्लियर? चलो बढ़े आगे. क्या प्रॉब्लम है? I'll discuss that case. स्टॉक स्प्लिट्स और उसमें एडजस्टमेंट करना पड़ेगा आते आते। हाँ, इक्वल वेटेज सबसे ज्यादा इक्वल वेटेड, सबसे ज्यादा रीबैलेंसिंग। क्विज 37.1, all questions except for the first one. Okay, now let's start with the second question. The 1 year return on a price weighted index of these three stocks is closest to. Now I had taught you the shortcut to calculate price weighted index का returns. ये जो share price है as on 1st January, 3 share prices. Take the average of this. What is the average? 32. Take the average of these three prices. What percentage increase from 32 to 36? Option A. Clear. Third, 1 year return on an equal weighted index of these three stocks. Equal weighted index में each stock का you will have to individually calculate the percentage change. Stock A का 22 to 28, how much percentage change? Whatever. Stock B का जो भी percentage change होगा वो, stock C का जो भी percentage change होगा. Then you will have 3 percentages. Take average of all three. Option C. Understood? Fourth, 1 year return on a market cap weighted index of these. Market cap weighted index में now you will have to consider number of shares also. खाली price से काम नहीं चलेगा. So for stock A, it will be 22,000 into 1500, which is 30,000, 33,000. Stock B 40,000 into 10,000, 4 lakh. 34 into 3,000, 1 lakh 2,000. Take the total of 5 lakh 35,000. Okay. Now at the end of 1 year, 28 into 1500, 50 into 10,000, 30 into 3,000, total 6 lakh 32. So 5 lakh 35 से 6 lakh 32 कितना percentage change? Option C. Clear all these three numericals. Any doubts please ask. Fifth, market float of a stock is best described as its. Option C. Outstanding shares excluding those held by controlling shareholders. Reliance वाला example. Sixth, for which of the following indexes will rebalancing occur most frequently? Equal weighted index. Option B. So far so good? Okay. Now, all these returns which you calculated, so far whatever percentage returns we calculated is called price return. Don't confuse it with price weighted index. हाँ, ये इनको बोलते हैं price returns. We did not consider dividends anywhere. If dividends also come into picture, we'll have to consider dividends as well. देखते हैं कैसा एक एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं. Okay. Now, if I ask you to just calculate the market cap weighted index के हिसाब से returns, what you would do? 100 into 10 plus 200 into 15 plus 500 into 20. Total investment. At the end of 1 year, what would you do? 100 into 12 plus 200 into 20 plus 500 into 18. तब का then you would calculate percent. Dividends ko you would ignore if I ask you to calculate price return index. But if I ask you to calculate total return index, please consider dividends also. So let's find out the initial investment. 100 into 10 stock A ka, which is 1000. Stock B ka 200 into 15, which is 3000. Stock C ka 500 into 20, which is 10,000. Total kitna? At the end of 1 year, pay attention, we are calculating what? Total return index. Okay, now A ka at the end of 1 year 100 into how much? 12. B ka 200 into 20 and C 500 into 18. Do the total of all this. 14,200. Not only this, we have to consider dividends also. So, dividends, stock A, on stock A, 100 shares into per share dividend is 5. So, 500. Stock B, 200 into 7, 1400. C, 500 into 9, which is 4500. So, total 6400. So, now you will have to take 14,200 plus 6400. It's 20,600 over 14,000 percentage. Now you calculate the percentage. Whatever. Can I say dividends will increase your returns? So total return index will always be higher than price return index. Always. Because dividends cannot be negative, na? ठीक है, fine. Now, if I ask you to calculate, by the way, this index is constructed using price weighted index. Price weighted index. People, if I ask you to calculate only the price return, will you consider dividends? No. If I ask you to calculate total return, do consider the dividends. तो चलो अभी price weighted index का let us calculate the total return. पहले इसका average ले लो ये तीनों का. 1616. Now here you will have to do 22 plus 5 27, 20 plus 9 29, 8 plus 2 10 and average of this three now, like that. Dividends consider करने के बाद 20. Now calculate the percentage change. ठीक है, fine. Proceed. If I tell you that this is constructed using equal weighted index, and if I ask you to calculate only the price return index, will you consider dividend? No. But if I ask you to calculate total return index, now we'll have to consider dividends also. Individually, हर एक stock का we'll have to calculate percentage change. Stock A का it will be how much? 22 plus 5 over 20 percentage. Stock B का 20 plus 9 over 18. I hope you know how to calculate percentages. वो इस हिसाब से. Okay, fine. ठीक है. only if they ask you total return index of an equal weighted index. Total return may consider dividends, price return may do not consider. Total return will always be higher than price return. Okay, fine. Now the Nifty 50 performance which is reported in the market, Nifty grew by 10%, 5%. It is using total return index. Because Nifty shares, they do pay dividends ना. Dividends consider करने के बाद वो performance report होता है. Clear? Fine. Okay. Now equal weighted index and market cap weighted index I would like to compare. See what happens, market cap weighted index में only the top notch companies are selected. Top companies by market cap. So now let's say in this class you all are rich brats. Okay? I want to include you an index. Top guys and girls in terms of their wealth. I'll select you all. But if I have to select an equal weighted index, I'll select all the students equally. Can I say then you will be underrepresented in the index? Market cap weighted index mein you were getting more preference, more weightage. But the moment I chose equal weighted index, you got less preference because now they also came. Sabko equal. So the problem is in an equal weighted index, large cap stocks, top notch stocks are underrepresented. And small cap stocks, garib stocks are overrepresented. ठीक है? Okay. Okay. Page 248, curriculum. Second, mark down the questions which I tell you. Second, I have sent the book on the group. Fifth, second, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 12th, 13th, 14th. 16th, 17. That's it. Second question. Let's start. Everyone pay attention. These are very important. Discussion. Dhyan do. Second, 1 month after inception, price return version and total return version of a single index consisting of identical securities and weights will be equal if price return and total return, when will they be equal? Securities do not pay dividends or interest. ठीक है, option C. Fifth, when creating a security market index, an index provider must first determine the target market. कहाँ? India का, Africa, where? Accordingly. And then with securities to include what is the weighting method, all that stuff. ठीक है. Sixth question. Now it's an equal weighted index and they have asked you to calculate price return. Will I consider dividend? No, ignore. So equal weighted index का कैसे calculate करना है? You will have to calculate percentage change of individual securities. Able has grown by 10 to 12, मतलब 20% growth. Baker has seen a negative growth of, you calculate. Charlie 0%, 30 का 30 है. Negative how much? 5%. So 15% total divide by 3, 5. Option B. Okay. Seventh question. An analyst gathers the following information for an equal weighted index comprised of assets Abel, Baker and Charlie. Total return of the index. Will I consider dividend? Yes. Equal weighted hai. Matlab now how will I have to calculate the percentage change of Abel? 12 plus 0.75 divided by 10. You got 27.5%. Baker 19 plus 1 divided by 20. 0. Charlie 30 plus 2 divided by 30. How much? Whatever. So then you take the average. What's the answer? Option C. Okay. Eighth question is a price weighted index and you have been asked to calculate price return. Ignore the dividends. Price weighted index matlab average of this, compare it with average of this, calculate the percentage change. What's the answer? Ninth question is market cap weighted index. By the way, market cap weighted index is also called as value weighted index. Okay. So market cap weighted index का price return पूछा है. So dividends I will ignore. So same method. Beginning of period price into shares outstanding. Beginning of period price into shares outstanding. वैसे करके total you will get. And similarly for end of the period. End of the period price into shares outstanding. So what's the answer? I am not calculating. I am just showing you the framework to solve each question. 10th. Market cap weighted index, but now they are asking you total return, matlab do consider dividends. What's the answer? Okay. Do you want me to solve all this? If you want, I can solve it. 12th. Analyst gathers the following data for a price weighted index. The price return of the index over the period is price weighted index hai and price return matlab dividends, any which ways dividends are not given. Shares outstanding also ignore, not required. So just take the average of this beginning of period prices, take the average of end of period prices and calculate the percentage. Kitna aata hai? Option A. 13th question. Now the return on the value weighted index is, value weighted means market cap weighted index. Simply 20 into 300 plus 50 into 300 plus 26 into 2000 accordingly for end of the period. What's the answer? 11%. Option B. 14th. An analyst gathers the following for an equal weighted index. The return on the index over period. Equal weighted hai. So shares outstanding not required. Just calculate the percentage change of each share and then take the average of all the percentage change. Kya aata hai answer? 16th. If the price return of an equal weighted index exceeds that of a market cap weighted index comprised of the same securities, most likely explanation is C. Outperformance of small market cap stocks. See what happens in case of market cap weighted index. Small cap stocks, they won't get weightage, but they performed very well. And तुम लोग equal weighted index में हो, मतलब equal weighted index will tend to outperform the market cap weighted index, right? 17th. If a float adjusted market cap weighted index weights each of its constituent securities by its price and number of shares available to the investing public, free float. Okay, any doubts so far? Okay, fine. Now let's learn the difference between rebalancing and reconstitution of an index. What is rebalancing? Every day the market price keeps changing. Talking about Nifty 50. So weights of respective shares, will they remain constant or will they keep on changing? They will keep on changing, na? Reliance, if it falls too much, its weightage will fall in Nifty 50. If it increases too much, its weightage will increase. This is called rebalancing. It happens automatically. Barabar? What is reconstitution? Nifty 50 is reconstituted every 6 months, remember. And who is the creator of Nifty 50? NSE reviews after every 6 months के there are, by the way, certain conditions to be met by the stocks for inclusion of Nifty 50. ऐसा नहीं है कि top 50 market cap है तो all of them will be a part of Nifty 50. They have to fulfill certain conditions. See, these are certain conditions. The company must be registered with the National Stock Exchange. Company should have 100% trading frequency in the last 6 months. 100% trading frequency मतलब last 6 months में it should have been traded all the days. ऐसा एक भी दिन नहीं होना चाहिए जिधर trading नहीं हुआ हो. Shares must be highly liquid, that can be measured by average impact cost. Average impact cost not right now, later. What is that concept? Level 3 का concept है average impact cost. Company should be allowed to trade in futures, options. Yes, not all shares have futures and options on it. Only selected few shares have. And the stock should have traded at an average impact cost. Again, impact cost का point है. Company must be domiciled in India and traded on the exchange. If say Amazon is a listed company in US, will it form a part of Nifty 50? Because it's not domiciled in India. ठीक है? So these are certain conditions. So National Stock Exchange at the end of every 6 months it reviews these conditions. A stock may be having high market capitalization, no doubt. But if the stock does not meet these conditions, it will be thrown out. ठीक है? Okay. And another stock which meets all the conditions will be replaced. That is called reconstitution. Every index has different reconstitution periods. Nifty 50 ka it is 6 months. Other indices may have different periods. MSCI, Morgan Stanley Capital International, that is also the creator of several indices. MSCI EM, MSCI Emerging Markets Index, MSCI DM, MSCI Developed Market Index. तो इमर्जिंग मार्केट इंडेक्स में ऑल द इमर्जिंग मार्केट कंट्रीज के स्टॉक्स विल बी इंक्लूडेड. इंडिया, रशिया, चाइना, थाईलैंड, इंडोनेशिया, ये सब कंट्रीज के जो स्टॉक्स है ना, टॉप नॉच स्टॉक्स, दे विल फॉर्म द पार्ट ऑफ द इंडेक्स. इफ यू आर रेप्लिकेटिंग दैट इंडेक्स, कैन आई से यू विल हैव एक्सपोजर टू सेवरल कंट्री स्टॉक्स. दैट इज व्हाट द पर्पस ऑफ रेप्लिकेटिंग इज, टू ब्लाइंडली कॉपी. Then there is FTSE. FTSE is also one of the biggest index providers. वो भी करता है. Now, why is this so important? Why am I stressing so much on this index? Because see, FTSE is a big index provider. ठीक है? It will have its own methodology of which stocks should be included in the index, what is the criteria for the stock inclusion and all. And many big global investors, they tend to copy these indices. Simple blind copy करते हैं. So if I say that FTSE has included Adani Green Energy in its index, can I say a lot of people will start investing in Adani Green Energy, those who are copying this index? So I'll show you one recent article also with respect to this. Rejig means reconstitution, what I explained right now. Reconstitution of FTSE indices could see net inflow of 150 to 200 million dollars. इतना पैसा Indian stocks में आ सकता है by investors. See, global index services provider FTSE is to rejig its indices on Friday, which will lead to net inflow. Adani Enterprises, Reliance Industries, Wipro, PNB, Bajaj Finance, among others, are likely to see a fresh inflow of 20 to 70 million dollars. मतलब they are likely to be included in FTSE. So those investors copying, replicating FTSE, blindly इसमें invest कर देंगे. Adani Enterprises will see a likely inflow of 71 million dollars. So इस news पे है ना, many people start buying Adani Enterprises. Many people start buying Reliance Industries. कि चल हम लोग buy करके रख देते हैं. Future में big investors will start investing when they will be included in FTSE. So our investments will go up in value. See, now this main part. FTSE indices are widely tracked by global passive funds replicating their portfolios as per the stock weights of the indices. This is what I have been discussing. These funds buy or sell the stocks if the stock's weight in the index is increased or reduced. प्योर कॉपी पेस्ट. समझ में आया? ओके. व्हाट? Were there talks of their index inclusion anywhere? Maybe. In lockdown also what had happened was Tata Motors was drastically falling in price, due to which market cap of Tata Motors had fallen severely. It was thrown out of Nifty 50 because it was no longer meeting that criteria of top 50 companies in terms of market cap. फेंक दिया उसको. It was replaced by some other stock. And then when market capitalization of Tata Motors increased, it was back in Nifty 50. It was trading at 60 rupees during lockdown. Now it is some 420, 450 rupees. 500 plus. Oh, 500 plus. ले लेना चाहिए था यार. Okay. The reason for that is different. Its free float market number of shares is very less. MRF का. Maybe the management does not want to do it. Okay. Proceed. Fine. So you understood the difference between rebalancing and reconstitution? Okay, fine. Let's proceed. Now there are several types of indices. Nifty 50 and all we discussed. Fixed income is a different asset class as compared to equity. Fixed income indices also are there. Real estate is a different asset class. Real estate indices also are there. Commodity is a different asset class. Commodity indices also are there. Hedge funds, different asset class. Hedge fund indices. मतलब asset class, हर एक asset class का index is available. But there are certain problems with other asset classes. Talking about fixed income. If you want to replicate, if you want to copy a fixed income index, you will go mad, because one issuer can have multiple bond issuances. As a company, I can issue 20-30 bonds also of different styles. But as a company, I can only issue one style of equity. तुम लोग ने कभी देखा है one company issuing multiple styles of equity shares? That's not possible only. But multiple types of bonds, possible. If you copy the index, you will end up investing in the same company's bonds. Further, you will require a lot of rebalancing because bonds have a stated maturity. Once they mature, they will be thrown out of the index. New bonds will come in the index, so you will have to buy those new bonds. Ghadi to copy, to stay the same as the index, you will have to keep buying, selling, buying, selling. Further, biggest problem of fixed income is the fixed income markets are illiquid. India it's illiquid. In many other countries also it is illiquid. ठीक है, US में it is liquid, but government bonds and all those bonds more वैसा. Corporate bonds and all है इंडिया के कंपैरिजन में तो more only, but relatively illiquid. Okay, fine. समझ में आया ये? Now this is what, now समझो if I am a very poor company, credit worthiness is not so good. So to survive, I will issue more and more bonds. It's like an injection that I'm issuing more and more bonds and I'm surviving. And समझो if those bonds are included in one of the indices and you copy that index, you will end up buying my company's bonds. लेना चाहिए था क्या? This is called bums problem. Bums, B-U-M-S, bums problem. A poor credit worthy company is issuing so much bonds and hence my poor company's weightage in the bond index is more. And since you are replicating the bond index, you end up investing more in my bond. Understood the problem? Okay, fine. Weightage. Most of the indices I'm telling you are based on weightage. Fine. Okay. Now these are several issues which we discussed with fixed income. Talking about commodity indices. Commodity में क्या होता है पता है? A lot of market participants trade in commodities also. But it is not possible to trade in physical commodities. If I trade in commodities, matlab, do I buy and sell actual wheat? No. I don't have the storage space only. कहाँ रखूं? So people trade in commodity derivatives. You have learned derivatives. So commodity index जो होता है ना, उसका price is not based on the commodity price. See, Nifty 50 is an index. Its price is based on the stock price, which are included in Nifty 50. But commodity index is not based on commodity price. It is based on the derivatives of commodity prices. समझ में आया? Because most of the commodity trading takes place in derivatives markets. In US, livestock is also traded commodity में. If I trade physical livestock, do I keep cows, buffaloes and all with me? How come it's possible? So, derivatives. Understood? Talking about real estate indices are also there. One is called REIT index. REIT stands for Real Estate Investment Trust. Now, what is a real estate investment trust? Very important and interesting concept. I want to buy a house. Is it a child's play to buy a house? I need crores of rupees. We all want to buy a house, but we are devoid of funds. What shall we do? We shall pool amounts and collectively let's buy a house country. That is what is the concept of REIT. So I am the REIT fund manager. You all want to buy a house, but individually you don't have the capacity, but collectively you have the capacity. Give your money to me, all of you. Country karo, mujhe do. And on your behalf, I will buy a house and I'll rent it out. I will generate rental income. I will distribute it to you because it's your house. Samjha? That is what is REIT. India में recently a REIT index was launched, just recently. It's been 1 month or 1.5 months. India में also REITs are there. Brookfield REIT, Mindspace REIT, Embassy REIT. So these Brookfield, Embassy, Mindspace, these only constitute a part of the REIT index in India. And there are hardly 4 to 5 REITs in India. And weightage सबका ज़्यादा है because 4 से 5 ही है. They only will constitute the index. ठीक है? Okay. Real estate में this is one REIT index. Second is appraisal index. Also called as ready reckoner. It's not given in your book, just telling you, ready reckoner. Now, many times in the newspapers, when you read newspapers, if at all you do, there will be a column. Especially in Mint newspaper, it is there. Every few days, it picks up a specific area. Mumbai mein, it will pick up western suburbs, for example. It will give you an average idea. Ke Borivali mein, if you want to buy a 2 BHK, what is the price? Andheri mein, if you want to buy a 3 BHK, what is the price? That is called appraisal index. एक ready reckoner, एक idea आता है तुमको, ठीक है? And finally, we have something called as repeat sales index. Now what happens is, I have a bungalow at Nepean Road, ठीक है? I am in desperate need of money. The actual value of that bungalow is 400 CR. It's spread over many acres of land, and he comes to buy the bungalow. And me being desperate for money due to some reasons, I sell it to you at a fire sale price. 100 crores में बेच देता हूँ. Does it represent the true value of the bungalow? So never ever determine the price of a property based on only one transaction. You got the bungalow, you will sell it to someone else at say 350 CR, close to the true price of the property. You will sell it to someone else at 400 CR. You will sell it to someone else at 420 CR. Now see, transactions are taking place at close to the market price. This is what is repeat sales. Repeatedly property कितने पे बिक रहा है. See that. Just don't consider one transaction. So उससे you will get to know the actual average value of the property. Now, yes, I agree that property once sold will not be repeatedly sold so frequently. But as a theoretical concept, we can consider that, right? Okay, fine. So these are the three indices when I talk about real estate. Understood? Fine. Now, let's talk about hedge funds. Hedge funds. This is a different asset class altogether. Hedge funds and all, what do? They invest in companies, they buy controlling stake and all the risky investments they do, which we as individuals can never even think of. These are what are called hedge funds. And we are not even allowed to invest in hedge funds because we don't have the capacity to bear such huge losses. I'll be discussing extensively in alternative investments, but right now just a brief idea. Now hedge funds, most of the investments which they make are illiquid in nature. Matlab the price is not readily available. See, listed shares in India, price is readily available, or listed shares anywhere for that matter. But if it's a private company, share price milna, it's difficult. Price is not readily available. Similarly, hedge funds, they invest mostly in private companies and all. So share price milna mushkil hai. You will have to undertake valuation and all that. A lot of difficulties in getting the price. So now hedge fund index कैसे बनता है? First, let's talk about a normal stock index so that I can compare it easily. I am saying Morgan Stanley Capital International, MSCI. One fine day, I decide to make India index, India equity index. I will choose which stocks I want to include in that index because I am the creator. मेरी मर्जी, मैं कुछ भी stocks include करूँ मेरे method के हिसाब से. Okay, because the stock prices are readily available. But now, for example, if I want to create a hedge fund index, I am MSCI, Morgan Stanley. I want to create hedge fund index. You, three of you run hedge funds. Okay? First of all, the investments where you make, I don't know. Because you don't disclose it. It's not available in public domain. कि तुम hedge funds कहाँ पे invest कर रहे हो. I somehow want to form an index. Please give me the details of your investment. I'll have to come and beg. Please give me the details and I want to form an index. Please give me the details and I want to form an index. When I was making an equity index, did I have to beg? Because prices were readily available, information was readily available of all stocks. Either though, since what you are doing is not available in public domain, I have to request a lot. And you know what? You three are very smart. You will give me details of only such investments which have made profits. तुम्हारे लॉस मेकिंग इन्वेस्टमेंट्स का डिटेल्स दोगे मुझे? Because if you give me your loss making investments ka details, I will include it in my index and it will appear as if this girl, if she has made only losses, public nazar mein aa jayegi. No one will give you money to invest. That's why loss making investments ka info you won't give only. You will only give me profit ka info. Understood? Sure? Okay. What? It should not, that's what I'm saying, it's not available publicly. Whatever investments you have made, only you know, right? Public domain में it's not available. That's why I have to come and request you कि please public domain में नहीं है, नहीं तो मैं वहाँ से ले लेता तुमने जो investment किया है. Since it's not available, I'm requesting please give me the details of your investments. I want to make an index out of it. So मेरे index hedge fund index में who all will be included? अच्छा. I include all three of you in my index and give you some weightage. You run the biggest index, hedge fund, so your weightage is 50%, 20%. Now with this index, एक basically पता चलेगा कि hedge fund का performance क्या चल रहा है market में. Even if you are not allowed to invest, it just shows you a general performance कि what are hedge funds performing these days. Okay, fine. ठीक है. नहीं, Blackstone is a PE and Vanguard is it cannot be classified as a PE nor a VC. You can call it a mutual fund types. ठीक है. Institutional investors. You will learn in alternative investments. High net worth investors, you know. Who said? That only, na, but all the investments I won't come to know, na, where they have invested. And lot of it, their financials also are not available in public domain. If I want to see Blackstone, to chalo, it's a listed company, so I can see. But if another P, if it is not a listed company, then I cannot see. Okay, proceed. Fine. So it is said that hedge fund index returns will always be biased upwards. Why? Because you guys will give me only such details of those investments which are profitable. Loss making investments ka details they won't give. Clear? Okay. Now security market indexes have several uses which we have already discussed. Reflection of market sentiment. Second is benchmark of manager performance. This also we discussed. Underperformance, outperformance, that wala. Measure of market return and risk. How much is, market returning in 1 year? In COVID, at peak COVID, Nifty was 7,000. After 1 year, Nifty touched 14,000. 1 year mein 100% returns. That's a measure of market return only. कैसे पता चला? By looking at Nifty 50 numbers. Measure of beta and risk adjusted return. Beta you will understand in portfolio management. So I'm not discussing it right now. It's another concept altogether. Okay. And finally, model portfolio for index funds. Now very important point. Model portfolio for index funds. Open money control. And open Nifty Pharma. Can you see Nifty Pharma? Some pharma stocks will be included in that. Now what happens is, you saw? Okay. वैसे हर एक सेक्टर का इंडेक्स होता है. फार्मा, निफ्टी ऑटो, निफ्टी बैंक, निफ्टी आईटी, निफ्टी और कौन सा सेक्टर हुआ? निफ्टी मेटल्स एंड माइनिंग, निफ्टी एफएमसीजी, निफ्टी रियल्टी. हाँ, ये सब सेक्टर वाइज इंडेक्स होते हैं. ठीक है. So now what happens is, say for example, you want to invest in Nifty Pharma companies, but you don't have so much money to invest in a Nifty Pharma company. So I have an idea what we can do. We all want to invest in Nifty Pharma, okay? But we don't have money because Nifty Pharma ka, even if you purchase one stock, it is expensive. Some of the stocks are really expensive. Dr. Reddy's and all is very expensive. Abbott 20,000 की कितना है एक स्टॉक? 22,000. Your pocket money is only 2,000. How will you be able to? So now I have an idea. I am Kotak Mutual Fund. What I will do is, I will launch Kotak Nifty Pharma Fund. Kotak Nifty Pharma Fund. See the idea. You all want to invest in Nifty Pharma, na? Give me the money. Country. You all give me your money. I have, and collectively on your behalf I invest where? In Nifty Pharma stocks. Matlab not directly but indirectly you have invested in Nifty Pharma. Collectively. Unity is strength. So such mutual funds also come up with such index funds. Very popular. इंडिया में अभी बहुत बढ़ते जा रहा है ये सब. Nifty Bees. Nifty Bees is also an index fund. See, Nifty 50 ultimately is an index. Nifty Pharma में तो चलो there are lesser number of companies. Nifty 50 में तो 50. You take up the total of each stock price, it will exceed 1 lakh, 2 lakh rupees आराम से. You have that much money? No. No one has. What you do is you guys contribute and give your money to me. I will invest in Nifty 50 stocks on your behalf and I will give you the units of my fund. This is called Nifty Bees. Hey, India mein Nifty Bees. It's trading. You can see the price also. It trades every day. Nifty Bees. 206. As Nifty increases in price, Nifty Bees also will increase in price. Markets have seen so much development over the last few years. Truly. You understood the concept, and Nifty Bees is created by whom? Just for a GK. Nippon India Mutual Fund. Nippon India Mutual Fund. Okay, fine. Chalo. Understood? So model portfolio for index funds you understood? If Kotak wants to start a Kotak Pharma fund, तो वो Nifty Pharma को replicate करेगा. Now there are several types of equity indexes. One is called broad market index. Now see Nifty 50, it hardly consists of what? 50s. And India mein there are close to 1600 listed companies. Now it won't be able to measure the performance of the entire market. It is biased towards large cap stocks. Broad market index consists of 90% of American stocks. अमेरिका में जितने भी स्टॉक्स है 90% of them are included in broad market index which is called Wilshire 5000. See here, Wilshire 5000 index contains more than 6000 equity securities. Nifty 50 में 50, Wilshire 5000 में 6000 plus. Crazy. That's why it's called broad market. It almost covers the entire market. Then comes multi-market index. Now, for example, I am Morgan Stanley Capital International, index provider. I make an emerging market index. An emerging market में I include India, Russia, China, Indonesia, Turkey. All these are emerging, developing countries. ये लोग के stocks include करता हूँ. तो can I call it a multi-market index? More than one market से I am selecting securities. And if you want to copy it. You will have exposure to several countries' stocks. Then comes multi-market index with fundamental weighting. Now what is this? What is the difference? Multi-market index with fundamental weighting. I am MSCI, Morgan Stanley. I am creating an index, emerging market index. But I will include only those countries. I will give those countries more weightage whose future looks promising. India's future is very promising. So it will have more weightage in my method. When I create an index, मैं Indian stocks को ज़्यादा weightage दूंगा मेरे index में. Then China. Then Russia. Just giving an example. It can be something else also. India पे investors are very bullish on India for the next few years. You know the reason? Because मुलुंड बैच में CFA कर रहे हो तुम. Just kidding. Because of the demographic factors, young population. Then China में issues हो रहे हैं. So manufacturing base is getting shifted to India. Make in India and all that. Talent, lot of talent, which is quite evitable here. ठीक है. What happened? समझ में आ रहा है? All these factors contribute to the strength of India. चाइना में इशू क्या है? It has a lot of population, but demographic factors are not supporting China. Lot of it is becoming old because of that policy which they introduced, one couple, one child, which population fell drastically. And now because of these geopolitical issues also, it is threatening to capture Taiwan and all that. So that's why people are not willing to do their business in China. Real estate is so badly impacted. China में there is a severe slowdown right now, and you see in India. India में ऐसा slowdown के कुछ नहीं है. Probability of recession is 0. Very bad condition. And plus there the political factors. It is what kind of dictatorship only. बोलते हैं communism. It's dictatorship. Xi Jinping, until he is alive, he will only be the president. And media में it comes, Chinese president wins elections for third time. Arey, we know that till he is alive, he will only win. Sector index. Sector index you just saw, Nifty IT, Nifty Pharma, Nifty Bank, Nifty Auto, Nifty whatever XYZ. ठीक है. Style index. Style index means Nifty mid cap, Nifty large cap, Nifty small cap. This is style index. And style index में any sector can be included. Nifty small cap में multiple sectors can be included. Large cap में multiple sectors can be included. Fine. Okay. Okay. 37.2. All questions. First, the publisher of an index that includes 50 corporate bonds removes from the index 3 bonds that are nearing maturity and one whose issuer has defaulted and selects 4 actively traded bonds to replace them in the index. This bond index is said to have been reconstituted because some bonds which did not meet the rules and all, they were removed. Okay. Second, which of the following would most likely represent an inappropriate use of an index? Option A, as a reflection of market sentiment. Is it an appropriate use? Yes. So A cannot be the answer. B, comparing a small cap manager against a broad market. Inappropriate use. I am a small cap manager. I invest only in small cap stocks and you are comparing my performance against broad market which consists of almost all types of stocks, small, large, mid. तो कैसे proper comparison हो पाएगा? So B, inappropriate. And C, using the CAPM to determine expected return in beta. Beta I told you, market इससे मिलता है. That we learn in portfolio management. CAPM stands for Capital Asset Pricing Model. Third, an index of 200 mid-cap growth stocks is best described as style index. Option A. Fourth, which of the following is least accurate? Least accurate may remember we have to find out the false statement. Least accurate regarding fixed income indexes. Option A, replicating the return on a fixed income security index is difficult for investors. Yes, it is difficult because so many bonds in the market. Government of India itself has some 200 plus bonds, 200 plus different types of bonds that it has issued. You go to replicate. Possible है इतना सारा bonds लेने को? नहीं, right? So A cannot be the answer because it's a correct statement. We have to find the false statement. B, there is a great deal of heterogeneity in the composition of fixed income security indexes. There is actually great deal of heterogeneity. Heterogeneous matlab different. So many, forget different companies ke bonds. Of the same company also, different bonds can be issued. Different styles of bonds of the same company. So answer has to be option See, due to large universe of fixed income security issues, data for fixed income securities are relatively easy to obtain. They are difficult to obtain. Illiquidity issues and all in fixed income markets. Fifth, which of the following indexes of alternative investments is most likely to be calculated from derivatives prices? Commodity index. Six, most of the widely used global security indexes are market cap weighted. That we already discussed. Any doubts in any of this? ठीक है? You can take a 5-minute break, post which we can start with the curriculum balance questions. Okay. Can we do some questions now? Okay. Did you understand the chapter? Any doubts so far? Fine. Now I am telling you which ones to solve. Market. Nineteenth, 20, 21, 23. By the way, 23rd question you will come across the word systemic risk. Now let me tell you what's that, because you've never come across such a word. Systemic risk means COVID, Russia-Ukraine war, which have the ability to shake the markets. Yes, इसको black swan events भी बोलते हैं. Okay. Uh, 25th, 26th, 29th, 32, 31, 33, 34. Fourth, first. Let's discuss first question. A security market index represents risk of a security market. Security, it doesn't as such represent the risk of, it represents returns of a security market broadly. B, security market as a whole. No, not as a whole. In India, there are 1600 listed stocks. Do all stocks form a part of the market in India? No, right? So B cannot be the answer. And C, security market, market segment और asset class. Market segment में तुम्हारा market mid cap, small cap, ये सब segments हो गए ना market के. So that is represented by the security market index. Option C. Fourth, security market indexes are like constructed and managed like a portfolio of securities. Yes, बराबर है. When you replicate the index, it's like your portfolio only ना यार, that you are doing. B, simple interchangeable tools for measuring the returns of different asset classes. Total nonsense. Can I use the fixed income index to measure equity returns? So interchangeable कैसे हुआ? So B cannot be the answer. C, valued on a regular basis using actual market prices of the constituent securities. Constituent securities matlab those securities which form a part of the index. Now take a case of fixed income index. Prices of so many fixed income bonds are not easily available. Easily available नहीं है मतलब valued on a regular basis. Is it possible? No. This will be possible only in case of equity index, where the prices are readily available. Okay. So option A. Nineteenth question. Rebalancing an index is the process of periodically adjusting the constituent. Option A, securities weights to optimize investment performance. No. B, securities to maintain consistency with the target market, and C, securities weights to maintain consistency with the index's weighting method. C is correct. ठीक है, निफ्टी 50 का जो रूल्स था उस हिसाब से सिक्योरिटीज शुड फुलफिल दोज रूल्स, वो मेथड फुलफिल करना चाहिए. 20. Which of the following index weighting methods requires the most frequent rebalancing? Equal weighting, that we have already done. 21st, reconstitution of a security market index reduces portfolio turnover. On the contrary, it increases portfolio turnover, because if I remove some securities from the index, portfolio se bhi nikalna padega. If I introduce new securities to the index in my portfolio also, I'll have to buy those securities. So turnover matlab buying and selling will increase. B, the need for rebalancing. It increases the need for rebalancing, not reduce. So option C, it reduces the likelihood that index includes securities that are not representative of the target market. Those securities which were not representative of the target market, which is the index, I removed them, no? 23rd, uses of market indexes do not include serving as a measure of systemic risk. Basis for new investment products. See, market indexes are used as basis for new investment products. As Kotak, when I wanted to launch Kotak Pharma Fund, whose help did I take? Nifty Pharma Fund ना, तो मेरे नए प्रोडक्ट के लिए लॉन्च के लिए हेल्प किया ना उसने. सो बी कैनॉट बी द आंसर बिकॉज डू नॉट इंक्लूड पूछा है. C, benchmark for evaluating manager performance. It's used for that also. So option A has to be your answer, measure of systemic risk. ठीक है. 25th, which of the following is an example of a style index? An index based on market cap, mid cap, small cap, large cap, those indexes. And economic sector is called the sector index. ठीक है, fine. Now geography wise, there's no name as such. ठीक है, okay. 26th, which of the following statements regarding fixed income indexes is most accurate? Option A, liquidity issues make it difficult for investors to easily replicate fixed income indexes. Accurate statement. Liquidity problem है fixed income markets में. हाँ, you can call it multi market index. हाँ, multi market index, geography का बराबर. B क्या बोलता है? Rebalancing and reconstitution are the only sources of turnover in fixed income indexes. No, if a bond matures, automatically it will go out of the index. Now that is neither called rebalancing nor reconstitution. That naturally went out. तो वो मेरा एक source of turnover ही हो गया ना. I will also get the maturity proceeds of the bond and that bond will no longer be there with me. C, fixed income indexes representing the same target market hold similar numbers of bonds. No, representing the same target market. So, for example, I am MSCI and you are some other index provider. We both are making India ka fixed income index. You may include some bonds in your index. I may include some other bonds in my index. Both of our construction methods may be different. समझ में आया? Because both of us are different index creators. So C cannot be the answer. That's what I said. If the bond matures, automatically it will go out of the index. That is neither rebalancing nor reconstitution. Reconstitution happens when it is not fulfilling certain rules and it is thrown out. 29th, in comparison to equity indexes, constituent securities of fixed income indexes are more liquid. No, they are less liquid. B, are easier to price. No, price is not easily available. So option C has to be drawn from a large investment universe, because as I said, one company itself may issue so many types of bonds. And 31st, which of the following statements is most accurate? Commodity indexes all share similar weighting methods. Again, the same issue. I am a commodity index provider. You are also a commodity index provider. We both may have different methods to create the index. B, commodity indexes containing the same underlying commodities offer similar returns. No. And C, performance of commodity indexes can be quite different from that of underlying commodities. Yes. Why? Because underlying commodities trade at their price, but commodity index is based on the price of derivative securities. That's why there's a mismatch. 32nd, which of the following is not a real estate index category? Initial sales index. Okay. Initial sales index means, you remember I had sold my Nepean Road bungalow to you for 100 CR, the value of which was for, this is initial sales. Will you consider the value of property just on the basis of initial sales? No, right? So that's why option B. 33, a unique feature of hedge fund index is that they are, option A, frequently equal weighted. No, nothing like that. B, are determined by the constituents of the index. Yes. And C, reflect the value of private rather than public investments. C also is correct. C is correct. Reflect the value of private rather than, because C, because most of the investments that you make are in private investments. Let me check the rationale what they've said. Oh, okay. Deep. What they are saying is, see, when I am an index provider of equities, I get to choose which stocks I want to include. But when I am an index provider of hedge funds, I really don't get to choose which hedge funds. तुम लोग देते हो ना performance, and you will give only good performance. You are the one deciding which stocks will be included in this, which investments will be included in the index. I, as an index creator, I am at your mercy. I don't get to decide. So B also is right, are determined by the constituents of the index. And C also is right. C is not wrong. ठीक है, B भी right है, C भी right है. 34th, returns of hedge fund indexes are most likely, because you will only give me good. Yeah. एक second. Now, 24th, see the 24th question. What do you think? C. Option B is the correct answer. Now let's discuss this. Option A, most accurate statement I have to find. Sector index is option A. Track different economic sectors and cannot be aggregated to represent the equivalent of a broad market index is a wrong statement. Consider US markets. It will have many sectors. So just like India, it will also have sectoral indexes. Once you combine all of them, can I say broad market index ban jayega, which we saw, Wilshire 5000. So you can aggregate them and form a broad market index. So A is an incorrect thing because they are saying cannot be aggregated. B, provide a means to determine whether an active investment manager is more successful at stock selection or sector allocation. Yes, because as a fund manager, if I am investing only in pharma stocks, my performance will be compared against what? Nifty Pharma Index. So it gives you an opportunity of comparing managers' performance with the stock, right? Or a sector, right? So B is correct. And C, apply a universally agreed upon sector classification system to identify the constituent securities of specific economic sectors. No. See, in India, for example, hospitals may be included in healthcare. And just a hypothetical example, in US, they may be included in a sector called as biotechnology. Same method तो नहीं हुआ ये, अलग classification हुआ, like that. Okay. In India, the manufacturers of stethoscopes may be included in healthcare sector. In US, they may be included in hospitality sector, hospital sector. हाँ मतलब in every example, I'm just giving an example, it can be different in every market. The sector कैसे classify करते हो तुम sector that. Okay. Now 18th question, I'll just explain you which of the following index weighting methods is most likely subject to a value tilt. It's fundamental weighting. Now what is fundamental weighting? As an index provider, index creator, I want to make a fundamental weighted index. Fundamental means future, remember this. So I'll include those stocks which look promising in the future. India mein if you see, promising mein HDFC, TCS, Reliance, I know nothing is going to happen to them and they are going to be top notch right now in the future also. So मेरा bias किधर रहेगा? वो stocks में, and such stocks are called value stocks. There are two types of stocks, value and growth stocks. Value stocks are those which have grown a lot in their life and hence now to thank their shareholders they start paying dividends. But growth stocks are yet to grow a lot in their life, so they cannot afford to pay dividends, because if they pay dividends they won't have anything left for their growth. समझ में आया ये? So fundamental weighting will have more of a value tilt. Is it clear? And one last point of the day, your price cap weighted index which you saw, price weighted index. Now there are stock splits, bonus issues and all that happen. उसके वजह से शेयर प्राइस फॉल्स ड्यू टू स्टॉक स्प्लिट, बोनस एंड एवरीथिंग, तो उसमें एडजस्टमेंट करना पड़ेगा प्राइस वेटेड इंडेक्स में. नाउ दैट एडजस्टमेंट मेथड इज नॉट गिवन टू यू इन डेप्थ, so you might just need to know this, that adjustment will have to be done. Okay, fine, clear? Any doubts?